Hey guys, Novaexplosion, and welcome back to another tier list. I'm sure you all been waiting for the next one after we did the one on the Tales of series. Now we're here with another tier list, and as you can tell by the screen, let me lower my audio just a bit. It's a bit loud. Yeah, let me do that really quick. Alright, there we go, better. So, yeah, now that you know, we are here with the mainline Pokemon games. I'm going to rank all of these mainline games. And we're going to see how they stand and all that. So I'm very much looking forward to doing another tier list. I've been wanting to do one for a while, but I couldn't really think of one to do. So that's going to be what we're doing today. So the rules are simple. We're ranking every mainline game, which means, as you can see, we only have the mainline games. Also, I do have Diamond and Pearl, and Platinum separate. So as you can see, we have Black and Black 2. Obviously, the versions are the same. So we're only going to be ranking them based on the versions. Diamond and Pearl together, Gold and Silver together, etc, etc. But yeah, why don't we just get started? I'm about ready to go. So the way we're going to do this is we are going to go by release order. And as you can see, I have S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, and then we have the trash tier. So let's begin. Also, I want to make a quick thing. Pokemon never really has been about story, but there will be spoilers for some stuff. I might not go hard on the spoilers like I did for Tales of, because Pokemon's really hard. Pokemon doesn't really have much plot. But I will not hesitate to spoil something. So if you have not played any of the Pokemon games, you probably don't want to watch this. I forgot to do this for the Tales of video, but I'm remembering to do it for every other tier list. But without that out of the way, let's begin. So, first on the list, Pokemon Red and Blue. The first one's released. And this is kind of a, I mean, it's gonna seem harsh, but I'm putting this in C tier. The only reason is because these games are old. They're the first ones. They're pretty dated. So yeah, that's probably why I'm putting them in C tier. They're still fine to play. They're really good games for getting the series started. These games did really well with doing that. And I think they did well to set the stage for Pokemon, basically. And they started one of the best franchises ever. So Red and Blue are very good for that. But they are simplistic, and playing them today, they're very dated. So that's why I'm giving them a C tier. I really don't have much to say on them. They're relatively basic. There's not really a plot going on, but Pokemon's never been about plot. 151 Pokemon. Very cool at the time, but now there are much more. And just the mechanics are really dated mostly. That's probably mostly why. Also, some of the Pokemon placements. I know that beating the first gym could be a problem if you choose Charmander. That's also probably why I'm putting this in C tier, because doing the first gym with Charmander could be rough, because you have to find, I believe, Nidoran learns Double Kick at level 3. I don't remember exactly, but basically, starting out with Charmander is a nightmare. The first two gyms are going to give you trouble. But yeah, there's a lot of dated mechanics and not much types and moves and stuff. Also, there was no Steel and Dark type, so this was basic. It was good for the time, the time it came out. I didn't play Red and Blue when they came out, though. I played them later, and they were pretty dated, so I think C tier is fair. What happened to my music? Give me a second, chat. Yeah. I meant to do shuffle play. There we go. We're playing Diamond and Pearl music because Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are coming out, and Diamond and Pearl have possibly the best soundtrack in the Pokemon games. But yeah, anyway, next on the list we have Gold and Silver. Now, I am going to put these, definitely not C. I'm going to put these in B tier. I think B tier is fair for Gold and Silver. Gold and Silver really started Pokemon for me. My first Pokemon game wasn't Gold and Silver, it was Pearl. And these games were, I visited them a little after Pearl. I remember getting Silver version from eBay. But Pokemon Silver and Gold they started a lot of stuff that I really like the breeding mechanic. Breeding was introduced. Daycare was in Red and Blue, but breeding was introduced. Genders were introduced. So much stuff was introduced. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh, they split the special stat. That's another reason why Red and Blue are by today's standards. But anyway, yeah, Gold and Silver started a lot of the staples that are now in the Pokemon series, so I do think that I owe them that. Also, going back to the Kanto region was really, really cool. So, there's a reason I'm not putting these in A tier. But, yeah, really good games overall, I would say. So I think they were phenomenal. And, you know, I don't really know what else to say. Like, Johto region is a pretty good region, even though they added only 100. I also love how Johto and Kanto are connected. As I said, going to the Kanto region is really neat. And the roster of gym leaders is pretty cool. The Elite Four reuses a lot of Kanto trainers. So, yeah, I mean, like, that's pretty much all I have to say on them. Now that I'm thinking about it. And the balancing of the game is really good. Like, I feel like for most of the game is a little on the lower side. The level rate is definitely pretty low in this game. Like, the levels don't increase as much. So, however, this game has Red, which is one of the strongest trainers. And he's like level 70s in Gold and Silver, so that's madness. But yeah, I don't really have much to say in Gold and Silver. I have a lot of, not nostalgia because they weren't my first games, but I do owe them a lot because they did introduce the mechanics. I have good memories of Gold and Silver and Crystal. I'm going to get to Crystal in a minute. But yeah, that's it on Gold and Silver. I also forgot Pokemon Yellow. I was just thinking, I was like, no, Yellow came before Red and Blue. I'm also putting Yellow in C tier. Hear me out on this one. Yellow is a good game. It is better than Red and Blue, but not by much. It really doesn't change the overall mechanic much. You get... I do think Yellow is good for one thing. It's loosely based on the anime. You get your own Pikachu like Ash Ketchum, and you fight Team Rocket. Actually fight Jesse, James, and Meowth. And I think that's good. It's based off the anime. You also get all the starters, which is probably why Yellow is good. However, the game itself, basically the same as Red and Blue. Like, not enough changes to Red and Blue, in my opinion. Also, the gyms, for some reason, the gyms have level spikes. Like, they're much stronger than they were in Red and Blue. Like, I remember, like, Sabrina and Koga are, like, level 50. Like, late 40s to early, like, late 40s, mid to late 40s. While Erica has, like, late 20s, early 30s, which is madness. I don't know why they did that with the levels. It's really weird. So that kind of holds Yellow back from me. Yellow is still a fine game. It's definitely better than Red and Blue, but it doesn't do enough to change Red and Blue besides being based on the anime. But having a Pikachu like Ash that can't evolve is cool. So I guess that's where I like Yellow. But yeah. Pokemon Crystal. I'm tempted to put this in A tier. Yeah, I'm putting Crystal in A tier. I really like Crystal. Suicune is one of my favorite Pokemon. Suicune alone can carry this game. But yeah, I'm not putting Crystal in S tier because of something that will happen later, which if you've watched my content, you probably know what it is. But I'm putting Crystal in A tier. Suicune is one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. Also, Crystal did a good amount to improve Gold and Silver. Something I really liked about Crystal was they gave you a Pokemon, they gave you an egg when you got to Goldenrod City. And when you got to Goldenrod City, they gave you an egg. That would hatch into either Smoochum, Pichu, Cleffa, Elekid, Magby, basically any of the baby Pokemon. And these baby Pokemon would have, like, egg moves. So, I don't know if Gold and Silver had egg moves. I know they had breeding, but I don't know if they had... Well, even if Gold and Silver did have egg moves, Pokemon Crystal gave you one of these eggs as part of the story, which I thought was really neat. It's such a small thing, but I love it. Plus, Pokemon Crystal introduces the female protagonist, which... You know, having the option to play as a girl is kind of cool, so it started that. And the Battle Tower. The Battle Tower was introduced in Crystal. So, that's definitely good. I honestly, like... And the Uisin. Isun? How do you say his name? The guy with Suicune. Usin? Uzin? I don't know how you say his name. The guy with Suicune. Basically add the plot line with Suicune, and I thought that was really well done. And, more battle themes. They added, like, new boss themes for the legendary dogs, I think. Or am I mistaken on that? I don't know. They probably did. But anyway, yeah, that plotline was good. Again, I just love Suicune, so Suicune kind of carries this game for me a little bit. But also, I have a lot of personal attachment to Crystal. Crystal is basically a better Gold and Silver. Like, if you're going to play Gold and Silver again, play Crystal. Gold and Silver were good, but Crystal is the definitive edition of Gold and Silver. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Pokemon Crystal. Next up, we have, I don't know why Ruby and Sapphire are separate while the others are... Oh, they are separate. Okay, in that case, we're doing this. Where's Red? Where's Red? There we go. It doesn't even matter because these versions... I'm not going to compare the versions. That's like comparing the gender exclusives, which that's not what this tier list is for. This is on the games and the mechanics. But anyway, Ruby and Sapphire. This one's tough, chat. But I think I'm putting them... They definitely get at least a B. I'm pretty sure B is what I'm giving them. I definitely like them more than gold and silver. So we're going to put them here, above gold and silver. Ruby and Sapphire were phenomenal. I think Hoenn is my favorite region, I think, definitively. The Hoenn region is my favorite. I love most of the Pokemon in Hoenn. And Kyogre's a really cool Pokemon as well, so I definitely am all for Sapphire. Groudon's pretty sick, too. Groudon. I used to say Groudon, now I say Groudon. But anyway, Ruby and Sapphire were great. They introduced a lot of mechanics like, I don't remember if they introduced double battles or Emerald did. Either way, Gen 3 introduced double battles. And I think, didn't they introduce abilities, right? Didn't they introduce abilities? I want to say natures or abilities they introduced. They definitely introduced natures and abilities, probably both. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. My memory is foggy on what introduced what. But I'm pretty sure they introduced natures and abilities, so that's definitely really, really cool. And yeah, Ruby and Sapphire are fun games. The gym leaders in the game are also great. I like the choice of gym leaders. Elite 4 is neat. Steven is probably a really good champion. I don't know if Steven's considered underrated, but people talk about, oh, Cynthia's the best champion. Don't get me wrong, Cynthia's great, but Steven is amazing. I love Steven as a champion. So I think that was pretty cool. And yeah, Ruby and Sapphire are just pretty good games, honestly. Like, they felt like such a leap in quality from Gold and Silver. Gold and Silver felt like a quality improvement of Red and Blue and Yellow. But Ruby and Sapphire feel like a quality improvement of, of Gold and Silver. But yeah, Ruby and Sapphire are great. And, trying to think, contests were a great addition. I never really cared for contests, but, you know, contests were kind of cool. Like, they were neat. It added a new layer of Pokemon kind of thing. New layer of gameplay, I guess. The only thing I hold against Ruby and Sapphire is the water routes. Honestly, there's way too many water routes in the game, which involves a lot of HM sleeves, which is why I'm glad HMs are gone in current Pokemon. But yeah, water routes just get repetitive. Trying to think here of what else I want to say. Also, another thing I forgot to mention is Team Rocket in Red, Blue, and Yellow. Team Rocket and Gold and Silver are kind of underwhelming. In Red, Blue, and Yellow, they were fine because they were just starting out. And your rival in Red, Blue, and Yellow was really good. Your rival in Gold and Silver was also an asshole, but I should have been basing off the rivals. Something I hold Ruby and Sapphire against is the rival. The rival isn't very good. I feel like Brendan/May could have been done better. But yeah, that's basically all I have to say on Sapphire and Ruby. But yeah, I just love the Pokemon. They got some great ones. I just love the home region, really. But yeah, next up is Emerald. For Emerald, we're gonna put this in S tier. I absolutely love Emerald. Crystal was a good start for the definitive edition of Gold and Silver. Emerald was the first one that actually got it phenomenally done. Emerald adds a lot to the gameplay. They add more double battles, which are pretty sick. They add gym leader rematches, which are pretty sick, and the gyms get some cool Pokemon. And they're also double battle, which Emerald has a strong emphasis on double battle, but I like double battles, so that's fine. The water routes are still here, obviously, but again, that's a Ruby and Sapphire complaint. It's the same for Emerald. The whole getting Kyogre and Groudon is also sick. And, you get both of them now. But yeah, Emerald is just a better game, honestly. Like, they're much better than Sapphire and Ruby. And the only thing I hold Emerald against, which it doesn't affect my ranking of putting it in S tier, but Pokemon Emerald, the evil teams in Emerald is weird because in Ruby you fight Magma, but you're working with Team Aqua, kind of. And in Sapphire, you're working with Team Magma, but you're fighting Team Aqua. Emerald, it's kind of weird. It's kind of like they're both the villains. I don't know. They should have added like a, I don't know, like a team, whatever, like a green one. They should have added like another team, and then they could go out conflict with Aqua and Magma. It would have been neat, but the whole team thing is weird in Emerald. But that doesn't hold back the game because, again, plot is irrelevant in Pokemon games, at least for me. I'm pretty sure most people think plot is irrelevant for them. But yeah, Emerald is great. Added so much to make the base games Ruby and Sapphire better. And again, the Pokemon are just great, and I love the Hoenn region. So honestly, Emerald is more of the same, is not more of the same, but Emerald is like basically Sapphire and Ruby on steroids. And the Battle Frontier. Battle Frontier is also sick. I loved the Battle Frontier. I spent a lot of time in the Battle Frontier as a kid. It was really good. I never beat it, but it was still entertaining nonetheless. But yeah, that's Emerald. Emerald is a great game. Possibly the best game on the GBA. Also, I forgot Fire Red and Leaf Green. My goodness, my order is so wrong. It's fine. Still Gen 3. Before we move on to Diamond and Pearl, Fire Red and Leaf Green are also really good games. I'm putting them in A tier because they're not quite as good as Emerald. So I'm definitely putting them in A tier. However, I love Fire Red and Leaf Green. Leaf Green was the second game I got after... No, I got Fire Red, then Leaf Green. I got Fire Red after Pearl, and Fire Red and Leaf Green are remakes of the original. So these started the remakes that Pokemon started getting, and Fire Red and Leaf Green were a great first attempt at remakes. They made basically Kanto, like, they made the Kanto region better to explore. Again, the Pokemon were exactly the same. They basically made Red and Blue better games with the updated mechanics of Gen 3, which I really loved. Also, they have the Sevi Islands. I absolutely loved the Sevi Islands. They were really fun. Sevi Islands were great. I kind of wish they added the Battle Frontier like Emerald. They had like the Trainer Tower thing, but that wasn't exactly the same thing. But you know, Fire Red and Leaf Green were still great games. Easily the best way to play the Gen 1 games, or just explore Kanto in general. Fire Red and Leaf Green were great. I have a lot of childhood memories with them, but they're really fun and basically updated. And they kind of have more with Team Rocket, because Team Rocket's included in the Sevi Islands. Not by much, but still. Also, going to the Sevi Islands and finding Johto Pokemon is pretty cool. So yeah, Fire Red and Leaf Green are just great games. Basically Red and Blue with the mechanics of Sapphire, Ruby, and Emerald. So that's honestly enough for me, because I think Red and Blue were outdated, but Fire Red and Leaf Green really picked up the pace. Also, you know, the Elite Four levels up and gets stronger, so that's kind of cool. I don't think Emerald had that ability. Emerald did allow you to fight Steven separately, but other than that. Also, something else with Emerald, I'm going back and forth because I keep forgetting to talk about stuff as I talk about stuff. But Emerald, I really hated Wallace being the champion. I wished Steven was the champion. Like, why did they make Wallace the champion? I will never understand why Game Freak did that, but whatever. Anyway, moving on. Diamond and Pearl, which is the soundtrack we're listening to now. If it was on soundtrack alone, they would easily go in S tier. However, no, Diamond and Pearl are going... I don't know. I think I'm gonna put Diamond and Pearl in B tier. I don't think I enjoy them more than Ruby and Sapphire. I think I enjoy Ruby and Sapphire more than Diamond and Pearl. Diamond and Pearl are good games, don't get me wrong. I have a lot of nostalgia for them, and if it was nostalgia alone, they would go in S tier. However, they aren't perfect. For starters, the battles feel really slow. Playing through Diamond and Pearl, the battles feel pretty slow. I don't know why. Ruby and Sapphire and Fire Red Leaf Green, basically Gen 3 games, feel much more fluid in the battles than Diamond and Pearl. So, you know. Also, running, for some reason, was faster in the Gen 3 games. I'm not really sure why. It was really weird. Again, these aren't, like, the major flaws of Diamond and Pearl, but, like, there are flaws. And Diamond and Pearl are good games. The new Pokemon they added are cool. Adding evolutions of prior Pokemon was also neat. The Sinnoh region was really good to explore. I feel like the Sinnoh region has the most diversity of any of the regions thus far. Because Hoenn, I love Hoenn, but Hoenn had a lot of water. And Sinnoh had a good variety, so that was definitely really cool. And Palkia and Dialga are also sick Pokemon. Sinnoh did have a lot of good legendaries as well. Also, something else with Diamond and Pearl, having only 2 fire types, really lame. You only get Infernape or Rapidash as a decent fire type. And they even make the gyms have bad, like, not type matching. Like, I think Flint had, like, a Lopunny and a Steelix and a Drifblim. Like, that was... like, they couldn't have added more fire types. Just wait till the next game. But yeah, Pearl and Diamond are good. They were good entry to the DS, but they definitely had some problems. I think Team Galactic was well done. Also, Barry as a rival was pretty well done as well. They had the Battle Tower, the resort area was kind of sick to explore. So Diamond and Pearl were definitely good games. They were a step in the right direction, but like they kind of left a bit to be desired when it came to like the performance in battles and the choice of Pokemon. But yeah, I feel like the diversity in Pokemon types feels less. Like, not amount of Pokemon you can get in Diamond and Pearl. I feel like the type amounts you can get in Diamond and Pearl felt worse than Ruby and Sapphire. You couldn't really have a diverse team in Diamond and Pearl compared to Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, Fire Red, and Leaf Green. But, you know, again, Diamond and Pearl are still good games. But this next game, I immediately know is going into S tier. Pokemon Platinum is phenomenal. Do I enjoy Platinum more than Emerald? I don't know. I think I enjoy Emerald more than Platinum, but not by much. I think Emerald is better, for me personally. You honestly could say Platinum is better than Emerald, and I'd be like, you know what, dude, that's totally fair. But I think I enjoy Emerald more than Platinum, more because of personal attachment, and the Hoenn region is my favorite region. Platinum is still a great game. Platinum improved upon lots of stuff. It made the battles a little faster. The battles are not nearly as slow as Diamond and Pearls were. Also, they added more Pokemon to the decks, so more fire type diversity, like Flareon and Magmortar. I think there are 2 fire types you can get. So that was good. And the words, I can speak. The Distortion World is in Platinum, which is really sick. The Spear Pillar stuff was okay in Diamond and Pearl, but Platinum knocked it out of the water with the Distortion World. And Giratina as a whole. Giratina's origin form looks amazing. Probably one of my favorite form variants in Pokemon. So yeah, Platinum was just all kinds of great. It basically followed in Emerald's footsteps and beefed up Diamond and Pearl by a huge amount. Gym rematches, Elite Four rematches, Barry again was still good, Galactic, just like, honestly great. Like, something about Diamond and Pearl though, I really wish Dawn was in the game more. I feel like Dawn or Lucas, whoever your other rival was really shafted, but again, doesn't really affect the game too much. But yeah, Platinum was just a better game. I can gush about it all day. I kind of hope. I don't think the Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are going to reach Platinum's level. That's how good Platinum was. Platinum was so good, I don't think Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are going to reach its level. I still think they're going to be good games, but I don't think they're going to reach Platinum's legacy, because Platinum has a really big legacy. No wonder why Platinum is like so expensive wherever you find it, because Platinum is just such a gem. I love it. Absolutely adore Platinum. But yeah. Next up, we got Heart Gold and Soul Silver. You guys know what's happening here. These are my favorite Pokemon games of all time. I absolutely love Heart Gold and Soul Silver. They beat out Emerald and Platinum. But yeah, I think this is it. I think if you were to ask me, I'm going to say a minor spoiler. If you were to ask me my top 3 favorite Pokemon games, I would say Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Emerald, Platinum. This looks right to me. I never really thought of what would be my second and third favorite Pokemon game, but I think Emerald and Platinum would take those pedestals. But anyway, Heart Gold and Soul Silver, an improved version of Crystal, basically. They have the Battle Frontier like Platinum, they have gym rematches, they, again, go into Kanto is neat. And things like the Pokewalker was a cool thing as well. And I'm trying to think what else I can get out of this. They also added ways to get like other Pokemon, like the radio show to get like Sinnoh and Hoenn Pokemon was cool. Trying to think what else. They also had, this was an event, but they had the Celebi event, which gave the rival development. I know that was an event, but that was still pretty cool. I kind of wish it wasn't an event, because that's kind of stupid that you missed that character development for your rival. But yeah, Heart Gold and Soul Silver are just so good. I loved Crystal, and that might be why I love Heart Gold and Soul Silver. They just have so much content packed into them, and they are a ton of fun. And again, like having... You can catch so many legendaries in these games too, which is really neat as well. And yeah, pretty much. I just love I love the Gen 2 games, and Heart Gold and Soul Silver just do them better with the updated mechanics of Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. So I really don't have much to say, because basically it's going to sound like I'm repeating myself from Crystal. Other than they're better, Heart Gold and Soul Silver are better because you get like... Also, the Pokegear was limited on numbers in Gold, Silver, and Crystal. But Heart Gold and Soul Silver made everyone give you their number despite your space. So that was definitely a good change. That was a change I appreciated. But yeah, Heart Gold and Soul Silver are just phenomenal games. I could gush about them, but you know, I already kind of did with Crystal. So yeah, they're basically just better games. Next up, Black and White. I don't know, chat. I feel like C tier is a bit harsh. I don't think Black and White are bad games by any means. I'm probably going to put them in B tier. I definitely enjoy them more than... No, I'm gonna leave them here. I think they're fine. Yeah, black and white. This is where it was weird. For some reason, in white version, you get Zekrom, and black version, you get Reshiram. I never understand why Game Freak did that, or maybe that was an error and they couldn't change it because the games were releasing. Who knows? But anyway, black and white. This was kind of the reboot for Pokemon. You could tell they were trying to go back to, like they didn't make you weren't able to get any other Pokemon besides Gen 5 until the end of the game. So you could tell they were kind of trying to soft reboot the series, and it was good. I feel like Black and White, Team Plasma, I feel like this was like the most plot-heavy Pokemon thus far. I feel like that's what carries the game. Everything else about Black and White is... meh, I don't know. Like, I definitely like Black and White. But, I have minor... I don't know. It's not even that I have issues with them. It's just that they're meh. They didn't really do it for me, but they're still good games. And Black 2 and White 2, we'll get to those in a minute, which are better. But, Team Plasma was great. Like... Team Plasma, this was probably like the first Pokemon game that tried a bit with its plot, because other Pokemon games didn't really care about plot. Obviously the plot's not like phenomenal, but like it did something. It tried to do a decent plot. N was an interesting character as well. And how N's team switched every time you fought them was cool, and how he thought Pokemon as friends was kind of neat. So yeah, that's that. Black and White were good games. I definitely don't think they're bad games. Something I have a problem with, I don't know why I do, I just do. The first time you go to the Elite Four, you don't even fight Alder, who's the champion. Team Plasma intercepts it, which is cool. This gets to be the final boss. And then after that, they expect you to go through like the new areas, like Undella Town and all those areas, in order to fight Alder. So, I don't know. I felt like that was weird. I felt like I would have rather you fight Alder in the main game and have the Ghetsis thing be like a post-game story. But whatever. And Cynthia's in this game, which is kind of sick. But yeah. Oh, I didn't talk about this with Platinum, but Cynthia's a pretty good champion. Not as good as Steven in my opinion, but Cynthia is she's probably second best champion. But yeah, Black and White are good games. I think they're good games. They're not my personal favorite games, but they're good games. They're worth playing. But, you know what's even better? Black 2 and White 2, and these are going in A tier because I think these games are better than Black and White. And I think I enjoy these games more than Fire Red, Leaf Green. Yeah, these are probably the highest of A tier. So I like Black 2 and White 2. They're kind of like sequels to Black and White, I guess. They make some changes that I'm questionable about, like they take out some gyms. Like, making Charon a gym was pretty neat. Also, Bianca's a professor now. That's another thing with Black and White. I felt like the rivals could have used work. Charon and Bianca, they were just very meh. But in this game, I do like Charon and Bianca. Like how Bianca's like a professor assistant, I think it was, to Juniper. And Charon was the gym of Asteria Town. And Black 2 and White 2 added like other Pokemon from other regions. So that was pretty cool. Also, the Kyurem fusions are sick. I love Black and White Kyurem. Very sick fusions. Very, very cool. And yeah, I don't like Hugh as a rival. I don't like him. He's probably the one thing I don't like about Black 2 and White 2. I feel like the rival character sucks. He wouldn't shut up about his damn purloin. And Team Plasma is back, but they're even more sick than before from what I remember. Colress was pretty sick as well. So Black 2 and White 2 definitely upped the story a bit compared to Black and White. And you actually fought Iris as the champion. I don't know why they made Iris the champion. I really don't. But they did. Something I do praise Black 2 and White 2 for is having challenge mode. They added the challenge mode, which is a harder difficulty. That was really cool. Upping the levels. It didn't really give the game a crazy challenge, but they were trying, so I give them the credit for that. Also, Pokestar Studios, the bane of my existence, that Riolu kid film, did not like that, but thank God it was optional until the beginning. The beginning you had to do some of it, but then it was optional. PWT, definitely what brings the game up. I love the PWT. Fighting trainers from all over the world, like gym leaders from past games, Misty, Erica, Jasmine, Peyton, Liza, just really good, really good. Loved the PWT, which lifts the game alone, and plus they were better versions of Black and White, so that also does it. But there are some story changes, like, and character changes that are meh, and I prefer the black and white, but it's not a big deal. Also, N wasn't really in this game, was he? I think he was only in the end game you could fight him. That was really odd, but you know. That's good. Black 2 and White 2 are good games, I think. X and Y. I'm putting these in C tier. I definitely enjoy these more than red, blue, and yellow. So yeah, I'm putting X and Y in C tier. X and Y are... they're okay. Xerneas and Yveltal look cool. Other than that, I can't think of anything to say about them. X and Y is really easy, I think. The XP share became broken. They're just way too easy of games, I think. That's mostly what I'm thinking of when I think of X and Y. Like, they're not bad, they're passable, but I would never go back and play them. They're definitely better than Sun and Moon, which we'll get to in a minute. Soon enough, but X and Y are questionable. Team Flare was kind of sick. I feel like Team Flare is... If anything, if I had to choose something to praise, Team Flare would be okay. They're not like the best villains, but they're cool. And who's the champion? Diantha? Diantha as a champion feels very underwhelming. Maybe that's just because the game is easy, but Diantha as a champion didn't feel much. I didn't feel much for Diantha, like, compared to, like, Alder or Cynthia or Steven. It's just, like, you know. I don't know, but yeah. Or Lance. Lance was a cool champion. I forgot to talk about him with Heart Gold and Soul Silver. But yeah. Anywho, I do think X and Y are fine games. The new Pokemon they added are cool. They only added like 69 of them, so, you know. Don't really have any specific praises to give the new Pokemon. I thought they were fine, but they don't do enough to raise the game. And the Battle Chateau, what was it called? Like the Battle... There was like the Battle Mansion or whatever. That was neat, but doesn't save the game. Also, they got rid of the Battle Frontier and PWT for like some Battle Mansion, as I said. I don't really understand what that was about. That was just kind of odd. So X and Y just don't really have much post-game either. So X and Y just feel like they have good graphics, and roller skating is nice, but that's about all I can give them. And Team Flare is okay. The rivals, what was with the rivals? They gave you like, what, 3 rivals, and 2 of them didn't even focus on battling. I don't really get what Shauna's purpose was. I think she just had a crush on me, crush on you or whatever. But yeah, X and Y are okay. Let's just say they're decent. Like, I wouldn't replay them, but if you're looking for Pokemon games you haven't played, they're worth one playthrough, I think. But they're definitely not in special, in my opinion. But you know, they're not bad games, they're just not for me, and they're not worth another playthrough for me. So, they're okay, basically. What's next? What's next? Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby. This is gonna hurt. B tier. Now, I do enjoy these more than the originals. I enjoy these more than Ruby and Sapphire. I know a lot of people hate on Oras, saying like, oh, Oras sucks and all that. I don't think Oras are bad games. It's pretty much how I'm feeling about Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. I don't think they don't live up to Emerald's legacy. They're good games. Primal, Kyogre, and Groudon were neat additions. They're definitely good. They're good remakes, and they brought Steven back as a champion, thank goodness. That's the one thing they have Emerald beat in, but they're not really better than Emerald. I think Emerald is the definitive Gen 3, like Gen 3 game, Hoenn game. Emerald is the definitive version. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire are cool, you know, adding Gen 6 stuff to Hoenn and all that. Something else I forgot to talk about yet again, X and Y added clothes changing, which also brings X and Y up for me. Clothes changing was a cool mechanic. Where are they in Oras? I don't know why they took that out. I mean, yeah, I get wanting to stay with the original roots, but Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are adding that back, so why can't Oras add that? It's just kind of odd. But you know. Yeah, basically, Oras are good games. They're not quite the remakes I expected. They beat Ruby and Sapphire for me, but they don't really beat Emerald. They definitely feel easy like X and Y, but I feel like that's a pattern with Pokemon nowadays. I do like Soaring. Soaring was pretty sick. Soaring with Mega Latios and Latias. Dude, I keep forgetting things. I'm thinking of something else. Mega Evolution. Where is that? Mega Evolution was in X and Y, and that was also great. X and Y does get credit for that, Mega Evolution, and Oras also has Mega Evolution. I think that's everything. Yeah, I forgot Mega Evolution. How could I forget about Mega Evolution? But yeah, Oras are good, but they're definitely not the games I wanted when it came to remakes of Sapphire and Ruby. They left a lot to be desired and all that, and, you know. Although having the games in 3D graphics was still cool, so I do give them credit for trying, and they did pretty good. Didn't really reach my expectations, though, because I love Hoenn, so I just have high standards. But yeah, next up on the list... Oh, wow, we're almost done. We just have the Alola games, Let's Go, and then Sword and Shield. We're doing Sun and Moon next. I don't know. I feel like putting these in trash tier is kind of harsh. I don't know. I don't know. No, I'm gonna put these in C tier. I feel like trash is a bit harsh. But I don't really like Sun and Moon. I don't really like the setting. Like, they're playable. I don't really like the setting. I don't like them taking out gyms. The new Pokemon are... Some of them are cool. Solgaleo and Lunala are okay. I don't really care for them too much as legendaries. I would definitely choose Solgaleo. I don't know what Lunala is. Ultra Beasts were very meh. Just like... I get what they were going for with the island aesthetic. It just didn't work very well in my opinion. I'd much rather have gym leaders. So mostly that's why. Also, the games are very plot heavy, but like they drag. Like the beginning of the game takes like 2 hours to get going. I don't know what that's about. Like I get plot heavy games, but like even still, like the plot didn't feel that much. They tried too hard to make it too plot heavy and it just didn't work out. But yeah, I don't know. I just didn't really like Sun and Moon very much, and I don't really have much to say on them. And who was the champion of Sun and Moon? Kukui, I think? Meh, he was an okay champion. Variant forms were sick. Alolan forms were kind of cool. But that's where my praises end with Sun and Moon. Ultra Sun and Moon. I mean, I guess also C tier? Yeah, C tier for Ultra Sun and Moon. I don't think Ultra Sun and Moon do a good enough job at improving Sun and Moon. They add some stuff like make the pacing a little better. So that's definitely pretty cool, making the pacing better. And I guess then the Krosma stuff is cool, but it doesn't really do that much to improve Sun and Moon. Plus, it makes the games, like, apparently they tried to add difficulty, but really it just feels frustrating rather than difficult. But, you know, Ultra Sun and Moon. Mantine Surfing was okay. It was pretty fun, but it did get old after a while. And Ultra Sun and Moon, the plot doesn't really, like, I don't know, like... I couldn't really tell. They were like trying to go for kind of a they were trying to go for like an Emerald Platinum approach, but it didn't feel like that. It felt like they were going for like a mix of Black 2, White 2 approach to a Platinum approach. I can't really describe it. It's been a while since I played Ultra Sun and Moon, or Sun and Moon for that matter. But, you know, they just don't do much to add to the original game, which is why they're basically tied. I hate Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I don't like either of them. Rainbow Rocket, I never even finished, but I thought it was a neat idea, but I never did it, so I can't say much on that. And, yeah, I just don't think they improved the game. They tried to make it difficult, so I guess I'll give them that, because Sun and Moon were easy. But yeah, and the trials still suck. The trials in Sun and Moon were not fun, and they're still not fun in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. So, I guess the one thing I can give them is they tried with Rainbow Rocket the difficulty, but even that's not much. So, yeah, that's Sun and Moon. Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. These are going in trash tier. I do not like these games at all. These are probably the worst Pokemon games to ever exist. The catching mechanics are sluggish. They tried to imitate Pokemon Go too much, and I hate that they did that. These are like poor imitations of Kanto remakes. Fire Red and Leaf Green are much better. You're better off playing Fire Red and Leaf Green, getting a Game Boy Advance or Game Boy to play Fire Red and Leaf Green. Like, these games suck. They're too easy. They baby you way too much. They hold hand you too much. The catching mechanics are trash, and I hate them. I get what they were going for, but still, Joy-Con controls are never good, especially when you're throwing a Pokeball, so they just don't work. The one thing I'll give these games is the Eevee and the Pikachu hanging out on your shoulder or hat is very cute, and dressing them up is cute, but it does not save this game. These games are still trash. And your rival wasn't even blue. I don't know why your rival wasn't blue. Your rival was just some nobody. So, yeah, that was kind of lame. But yeah, these are, like, poor imitations of Fire Red and Leaf Green, or just poor imitations of Red and Blue remakes. Technically, poor remakes of Yellow. They were trying to remake Yellow, but they did not succeed in that. So, yeah, I don't have much to say on these games. They just kind of suck. I just don't like them. basically. Also, poker riding was a good first step to get to, poker riding was a good, this game had poker riding, didn't it? You could, like, some Pokemon, nah, Sword and Shield had better poker riding, I don't know. I don't remember, but you could, like, ride on an Onix, I think. But still, even still, that didn't save this game. This game was just, like, should not have happened. I don't know what they were thinking. They were trying to advertise, like, Pokemon Go, a way to connect to it. It was better off not happening. Finally, we have Sword and Shield. And I'm gonna put these... This one I'm torn with. Every other game I wasn't torn with, I'm torn with these games. I don't know where to put them. Either C or B. Because I don't think Sword and Shield are bad games, but I'm gonna talk about it. I have some issues with them. I feel like B tier is fair. I definitely like these games. We're gonna go right here in front of Gold and Silver. I think B tier is fair for Sword and Shield. I'm gonna talk about this. These are the final Pokemon games, so we're almost done with the video. I'm not even sure how long this video is, but we'll find out when I upload it. Hopefully it's not as long as the Tales of one. I don't think it is. But anyway, Sword and Shield, not bad games by any means, but they have some interesting ideas. I'm gonna talk about what I like. I definitely like the wild area. The wild area was a good addition. Zacian and Zamazenta looked pretty sick. I like both of them as legendaries. They're both really cool. And I'm talking about Sword and Shield, by the way, assuming you're playing the expansion pass. If these games didn't have the expansion pass, I would probably put these games in C tier. Because these games have Crown Tundra and Isle of Armor, I'm putting them in B tier. Because there's no, like, Emerald equivalent, because they said DLC is going to be how they do that. But anyway, Sword and Shield, wild area is cool. New Pokemon they added are pretty cool. Corviknight is one of my favorite Pokemon ever. The aesthetic is really nice. Who was your rival in this game? Oh, not Hal. Oh, Sun and Moon's rival sucked, by the way. We don't need to go further with that. But, who was the rival in this game? I can't remember. Oh, this game had a couple of rivals. The rivals were really cool in this game, actually. Bede, Marley, and... Wasn't it Marley? No, not Marley. What was her name? Marley? Marnie, that was it. Marnie, Bede, and... I forgot the other one. Oh, Hop. Yeah, they were good. The rivals were really good in this game, honestly. And there was Sonia. Sonia was a pretty neat character. Like, definitely really cool. The characters were kind of cool. The plot wasn't, though. I feel like the plot took too long to get going, and the climax with the evil team felt so underwhelming. I mean, Team Yell. What on earth? Like, Team Yell. Absolutely terrible team. Team Skull were pretty annoying, too, but Team Skull, at least, were bad. Team Yell weren't even really bad. They were just troublemakers, but they weren't even really involved in the main plot. The whole Rose thing, like, who cares? The build up to Rose being bad was horribly done. I feel like the plot in Sword and Shield is just terrible. I know Pokemon isn't known for plots, but I've seen evil team build-ups better. Team Galactic was better. Cyrus was a pretty good villain. Even Team Rocket was better than, like, Rose or whatever group they were. Like, they were just... Lusamine was a better villain than Rose. Like, Rose was not a good villain at all. And Oleana, who was, like, the right-hand woman or whatever. But yeah, the build-up in that was terrible. The plot was just not good. I do like the aesthetic of gym battles. That's probably where Sword and Shield is good. I do like that. It was really fun. And the wild area. That's about all the praise I can give. Wild area and the gym battles being in, like, a stadium. And the aesthetic of the area. That's about all the praise I can give. The games are kind of easy as well. So, you know. And Expansion Pass expanded on it. Catching, like, the Reggies. Catching... Training up Cub Fu in the Isle of Armor. So, Expansion Pass definitely expanded my love for Sword and Shield. It definitely brought it up a rank. They would have been C tier without Isle of Armor and Crown Tundra. But yeah, Sword and Shield are good games. I think they're fine. Like, you know, if you're just looking for Pokemon, you can definitely not go wrong. But there's better Pokemon games, and that's pretty much all I have to say on them. And I forgot to talk about this with Sun and Moon. Z-moves. They're okay. I do not like Dynamaxing, though. I'd rather have Z-moves, and I don't even like Z-moves. Dynamaxing was meh. I'd rather them just bring back Mega Evolution. Like, I don't know why. Mega Evolution was such a good mechanic. Why do they have to take it out and replace it every time? Dynamaxing is not very good in this game, so there's that. But yeah, there you have it. this was a pretty lackluster list because I haven't played some of these Pokemon games in ages, so clearly I forgot to talk about them. I'm much more knowledgeable about the Tales of series, so this didn't feel the same quality, but I hope I gave you guys a good understanding of my personal rankings for the Pokemon mainline games. But yeah, that's my second tier list in the books. Those of you watching on YouTube, I hope you all enjoyed this. There will be more tier lists in the future. You can always let me know in the comments, anyone watching this, what tier list you want to see. I'm kind of thinking on my own for now, but whenever anyone has an idea of tier list to do, let me know. Assuming I've played the game or know about that topic, I will gladly do it. So yeah, thank you all for watching this. I enjoyed doing this. I haven't played Pokemon in a minute, so it was kind of fun to do and remember. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.